All right. So, Will, what'd you do here?
Okay, you had you videotaped it when I started. So what I done is I did the high grip cut. So that brought the the frame right up to the bottom of the trigger guard
Mm-hmm.
for the highest grip possible. There's going to have to be some hand blending down over here, but that doesn't take long to plane all that in. As you can see, the whole frame all the way around has been tuned up. Let me loosen it up and show you. You see?
Okay.
Okay, so the frame, no matter if you were to put a dial indicator on here and go anywhere on this frame right now, it'll read zero anywhere. So that will it result in all your tips of your checkering being exactly the same, all uniform. Okay, and so we're done with that part of it. So the next thing after this would be to start the checkering process. Okay, and that will be another section.
Now,
And
why or how is this different from a factory checkering job?
well, it's not so much different. I think my checkering is better. I
Mm-hmm.
think more pointy and uh, I used to actually do hand cut checkering for many years uh, before I bought this fixture that's made by well, it started being made by Custom Ballistics. And they sold the rights to Cylinder and Slide, and they're still selling, I think, this fixture. But before that, and I've had this fixture for quite some time. Before that, I did all the checkering by hand, and I mean, my checkering was very good, but it's just so tedious and time-consuming. It's bad on your eyes, bad on your fingers. You know, the checkering file is sharp, and it's always hurting your fingers. And I never did like it all that much, the process that is. But I loved the end result when it was done. It was just very time-consuming.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got this checkering fixture, boy, that was a lifesaver. The only thing is, it won't do other guns like a double stack or something like that. It'll just basically will do 1911, so that's pretty much it. But that's the bulk of the checkering that we get is for 1911 single stacks. So now we got the high grip, we got the frame completely trued, and once we apply the checkering process, and then by the time we're done, it'll end up being beautiful. And let's stop that for a minute and let me bring out a finished sample so everybody can see.
Okay. Before we stop, is the truing of the front strap what makes your checkering pointier and more consistent?
Could be. I mean, I don't know exactly how the factories do it. Of course, they use CNC
Hmm.
process to do it, 5-axis machines. The only company that does not machine checker, and believe it or not, and it's all done by hand, it's Les Bear.
Hmm.
All their checkering is done by hand, and they have a couple of guys that's all they do all day long is checker, and they only offer one uh, checkering, which is 30 lines per inch.
Okay.
Now, in the beginning, if you wanted to tell you a little bit of history of checkering, when checkering first came out, back in the mid to late 70s, uh, before that, what was popular was like stippling.
Hmm. I remember that.
Clark Custom came out with a tiger tooth. Some of you old guys will probably remember the tiger tooth treatment. Very sharp. They just took all they did is they took a lathe bit and started hitting the frame and created raised the metal that looked like a tiger tooth, and it was very sharp.
Mm-hmm.
It did hold, you could get a really nice grip, but it almost hurt. But anyway, when the checkering first came out, it was 20 lines per inch. Forever, everything was 20 lines per inch. And then later on down the road, I don't remember what year it was, somebody came up with the idea, well, let's do a 20 kind of coarse. And a lot of guys just didn't like it because it was too coarse and too aggressive. The girls didn't like it, the women, so because it was just too much. It could be so sharp you can almost grate cheese on it.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody came up with the idea, well, what do we do instead of 20? We do 30. So I said, okay. So that was fine. But a lot of guys complained because it was too fine. And you couldn't get the kind of grip that they wanted. So 20 was too coarse. 30 lines per inch was too fine. So then again, somebody else came up and says, well, why don't we split the difference and do 25?
Hmm.
Okay. And then ever since 25 came around, that's probably the most requests for checkering that we get is 25. It seems to be about perfect.
Okay.
Okay.